Hey Berna, would you like to play with React?
Hey Kata, what is it?
Just a JavaScript framework.
Yet another? Why should I care?
Because of Virtual DOM.
Hmm, what is Virtual DOM?
Calmati, let's start from the beginning. And boom, here it is. This is React.
Okay. I mean, it looks like a JavaScript function with some HTML in it.
Yeah, but it's not HTML. What you see is JSX. This is a syntax similar to HTML, but at the end will be transpiled in JavaScript by a transpiler. Yeah,
Okay. I
magic.
mean, magic. I mean, can we make this app do something?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you like buttons?
I love buttons.
Oh yeah, and you like that one. I can assure you. This is a tasty button. Gives you macaroni.
I would like one in real life.
Okay, it's like oh yeah. Also me. Okay, now I do some more refactor to add some logic. Okay, now I add a state, a name state. I want to change the name after the hello. Okay, I add the state. For example, use the old classic world.
Good old
Okay,
world.
yeah, absolutely. And you have the set name here with our love macaroni. Yeah, here it
O-
is, macaroni.
Okay. I mean, so, could you explain a bit more how calling set name, changing this state, actually triggers a re-render?
Yeah, it's something that happens internally in React. When you call the surname of the use state, that hook has some mechanism inside that cause a re-render. In other words, they call that app function again, and this return will be rendered inside the browser. So
Okay, does it mean that
easy.
every time I change something, I'm recreating the entire DOM?
No, 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 absolutely no. Obviously, no. This is a lot heavy. So you use Virtual DOM, and Virtual DOM is an in-memory DOM that is lightweight than the browser DOM. Each time you render, you create a new instance of the virtual DOM that is compared with the previous one, and you are going to apply inside the browser DOM only what is changed for real, not all the modification that you have done.
Okay, so, well, how does this interact, for example, with inputs?
Okay, this is interest is the point where the things become interesting. You can have an input, okay, old classic input, uh, JSX, old classic input. Okay, you have a value like in the hold input and on change event. Okay, let's do this. Now you need another state to memorize the value that you are writing inside the input.
Okay.
Okay, and we use that value also as a default. It makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a reasonable assumption that the
Okay,
first name is the default value.
yeah. And I'm going to add the value in the state. Okay, easy. I just also add a label. Yeah. Okay.
Do we need to
Let's have a
change
listen.
something on
No.
line 20?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. I think that I have to add the value. And here it is. I'm just checking if I have your attention.
Always.
Here
Okay, so
it is.
well, so now we have this huge component or this huge app that contains everything. And I mean, this app is doing just a bit, but if it started growing, I guess that having everything inside a single function would not scale from a maintenance perspective. So can we split it up and modularize
No.
it?
Yeah, you can have more component. That is an atomic approach to the component. For example, we have just this hello component. We just added this hello component. Let me add the content of the component. Okay, this is a really simple component that takes that props. You can imagine a props like an HTML attribute. Sorry. Okay. I say that because you pass the props in that way. Okay. So now you have the hello that is the h1 that you have before, but inside the component.
Okay, so can we say that this is a stateless component? I mean, there is no view state in it. There is no logic. Can component
Yeah.
have a bit of it?
Oh yeah. And this is an example. You have a input component, and we are just taking all the previous logic, and we transform the input that we had in the app component in something that we can reuse. Okay, we have a label. That label is a substitute of that label. We don't need the hello anymore. Okay, you have the default value that is going to be the default value for the value. Okay, like that. It could be undefined, so we can give a default to that value. And we have an onApply that is something that we can use inside the button. Okay, now the name doesn't need anymore, and also this button is an apply button, so to give a better name. So here it is. This is the component. Now we have to use that component inside the code. So we remove the name, we don't need anymore that one. We use the label, okay, and we give the name here. Okay, we have the default value. Okay, in that case the default value will be the name. So here it is, and we have the onApply function here that is similar to the onClick function. It takes the value from here, and we have to close the component in the correct way. Okay, we can remove the value here also, and now this is the component, the new component.
Okay, so
Here it is.
maybe a stupid question. This useState looks like a global function. Does it mean that if I have multiple instances of the same component, they are sharing the same state?
Okay. No, absolutely no. For example, we reload the app. Okay, we have Berna and Maccheroni. As you see, the value inside is different, so this is two separate states. And this is how React works. Every component has its own instance, and the state is different for every instance. It's instance related, not for all the components with the same name.
Yeah, so
So it's
yet
separated.
another magic part of React that gives
Oh,
you
yeah.
something that is expected
React is magic.
automatically.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, is this everything we need to know about React? Can we do something better? Can we be more efficient?
Yes, absolutely. This is only the top of the top part of a big iceberg. So to make that more performant, more better, you can use memoization, for example. That is a technique But can you hear it?
What?
The water is boiling. Time to go.
See you next time, folks.